Well, it's now been 6 years since I've attended my first cubing competition on August 22nd, 2015. That was my first competition, WCA competition that I competed in, all the way in Colorado. I actually went to my first competition the weekend before that. I went to Dallas back to school the weekend before that, but just to visit because I missed registration, so I didn't get to compete. But it's now been 6 years since today's August 22nd, 2021. It's not going to be a long video. I just wanted to just put that into perspective, how it's been 6 years since yeah, 6 years since my first competition. That's basically a third of my life that I've been attending these WCA competitions. I guess in the last year and a half, that hasn't really been possible. Like, I went to one comp last month in July, but before that, my last comp before that was in February of 2020. So, but even then, like, the fact that, like, it's been 6 years, I'm only 18, so that's a third of my life. That's just insane to me. And also, it's also crazy how I made a video 3 years ago talking about how it was my 3 year anniversary of going to my first competition, and now it's 6 years. So the 3 years that went between 3 years that took place between 2015 and 2018 when I went to the competition and made that video, same amount of time as between when I made that video and today. That's just something I found very interesting. Thought it would be nice to put that into perspective. Honestly, a lot more has happened in my life in the last 3 years than in the first 3 years. In terms of like my overall life, in terms of cubing, that really not much has happened in terms of cubing stuff in the last 3 years. But in terms of like other aspects of my life, so much more has happened in the last 3 years, with like COVID-19 especially, but like other things also. Like, I'm just now starting college and graduated high school a few months ago, and like a bunch of other stuff has happened. Yeah, after I made that video 3 years ago, I mostly quit cubing. At this point, I only do Megaminx for the most part, but like, I think that if I just practice Megaminx, I can get pretty good at that. And hopefully if competitions come back in 2022, I can get pretty good at Megaminx, and I can get good official results of that. So I guess my plan is to just only practice Megaminx. I'm not really gonna cube much from now on. I haven't been cubing much for the past couple of years, honestly, but my plan at this point is just practice Megaminx and just do that event, and occasionally do other events, but like mostly just Megaminx, and then hopefully get good at that. And then in 2022 and beyond that, just do really well in that event. So that's my plan for the future in terms of cubing. I really don't plan on cubing much from here on out. I've mostly quit cubing. I occasionally keep up with certain events that happen in the cubing community, especially if they're pretty major, but besides that, it's really not that big of a part of my life at this point. But I thought that it was really interesting how it's been 6 years since my first competition, so it's a third of my life, and it's also been 3 years since I made that 3 year anniversary video. That's all for the video. I thought that it would be a nice time to give an update on how things are going.